operating businesses as ministry, one of the challenges can be deciding what do we do and what do we not do. There's so many things out there. There's so many opportunities. How do you differentiate between opportunity and impulse and stewardship and responsibility? Well, there's an exercise that's been used for years in the arena of missional NGOs that can be equally beneficial to us stewarding business platforms that have a ministry dimension and a ministry integration built in. It's called the idea of a kingdom concept. So if we acknowledge the fact we're all under the Great Commission of Jesus Christ, we all have these same biblical imperatives to show the love of God in a myriad of ways. When it comes down to the specific things we're going to do in and through our businesses and which things God may be calling us to create, to do, or to join Him in other ways, is worth an exercise of clarity pursuit. And so think about these intersecting ideas. First, we're going to ask the question, what is the local predicament? What do I mean by local predicament? I don't mean what's your problem you're currently facing today. I mean, think about where God has you. What's the city? What's the community? What's your employee base look like? What's your industry facing? What are the challenges, the areas of brokenness that are unique to where God has you and the business you lead? Perhaps you're in a community that's got a high degree of immigrant workforces, or you've got an issue with homelessness or foster children, or there's an issue with single parents, or there's shifting economy and job displacement. Again, if you're in a rural market versus an inner city or an urban market, or you're on a coastal city versus in an international market, the local predicament you're in is unique. You may be facing regulatory issues and industrial factors that are unique. So spend some time thinking about the unique components of where brokenness exists or opportunities to show the love of God is for you and your business. And then let's spend a moment thinking about, well, what's our collective potential? This is essentially context. This is assets. What do we have? What has God given us? Now, the logical place we jump to in business is thinking about money. And yes, generosity and philanthropy is part of the mix, but God has given you so much more than dollars and cents. You've got people. You may have facilities, warehouses, fleets of trucks. You may have equipment, expertise, influence. You may have audience with government officials or regulators. You may have teams who've got skill sets that could be used in mentoring. You may have a variety of things as you think about the context you're in, realizing, man, God has entrusted us with a lot of different levers we could pull around how to use this business as a ministry, both in terms of things we could do internally for our employees and their families, our customers, our vendors, but then thinking about the community and the world we're in. Now, just looking at context and assets, collective potential and local predicament is still going to be a massive list. We then got to narrow it down and say, Father, what would you have me do? This is where the power of prayer and really seeking what is the apostolic esprit. What is this compulsion where God has given you and your team a unique conviction, a passion for a particular area of this of ministry possibilities? A technology company who went, while there's lots of brokenness, we've got a number of people on our team who just have a passion for mentoring foster children, and we're going to make that part of our business. Or a company in the East Coast in manufacturing realized they had hundreds and hundreds of single moms working with their business, and they were going to do something uniquely to serve and minister to them. For others, it's financial literacy, whatever it may be. This sweet spot of discerning the local predicament, here's what we've got, loaves and fishes, God, take it and do something supernatural with it. And here's a burden God's placed in our heart. That begins to zero you in on what the kingdom concept, the unique contribution God would call you and that business as a ministry platform to be about within the broader work He's doing in advancing His kingdom. Let's let this exercise of clarity begin to create concentration and powerful focus of how we can deploy energy and resources, and then begin to think about, is this creating something, changing something, focusing something, or joining something?